Hey guys, my name is Coach Ed. I'm one of the instructors here at Barnabas Robotics. I'm here today to begin teaching you guys day one of our Barnabas Windmill project. I like this project because it's a combination of two existing projects, and those projects are Fantastic Fan and the Crazy Carousel. So if you've done either of those projects before, some of these steps might seem familiar. And so that's one of the things that I just want to point out, guys. As we learn to do these Tinker projects, it's not about just going through the process and then doing the same thing over and over again. It's about learning those skills and then building something new with them. And so today, day one of Barnabas Windmill, this is an example of that. Taking two other projects, taking pieces from them, combining them and making something new. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Hey guys, so day one of the Barnabas Windmill is really focusing in on the body of the robot. If you remember from other classes, the body of the robot is the mechanical structure of the robot. So that's going to be the things like the base. So a windmill has a base. The windmill also has like the structure that goes up. We could call it the neck or the pole, and it also has a motor. So we're going to learn about those components and how they all come together to create the body or the structure of our Barnabas Windmill robot. We'll also talk a little bit about industrial design, or the concept of bringing in our creativity to make our windmill or whatever robot we're working on, to make it our own. So that's the quote-unquote decoration part that we also value in the process. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, guys, so before we start our process of building this windmill, we need to go through the design process. So the way I think about design is that we always got to plan. Let me say it the right way. We always need to plan before we start building. So what that looks like is either you're using your brain and you're thinking, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this first and this first. That could be in your brain happening. That's planning. Another way you can plan is also take the things in your brain and then write them down. Even better. So, because if you don't write it down, you might forget. In terms of engineering, even the next step further is to not only think and write down, but also to draw pictures, to draw diagrams. A lot of people, engineers included, they love looking at pictures rather than just written instructions. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and design our Barnabas Windmill here. The first thing that we're going to want to think about is the bottom of the windmill. So everything that we make needs to have some kind of foundation so that it doesn't fall. So I'm going to go ahead and draw that. All right, so here we go. It's just a rectangle, and I'm going to call it the base. Okay? And I'm going to give it a number 1 here. All right, so if you're learning how to write, you're learning your ABCs, I really recommend try out writing base. If you're not there yet, go ahead and you can also just label it number 1, okay? But we need at least one of these, either the number or the base word. Okay, so now that's the place where our robot's going to be standing. Now we got to put a neck on it. So I'm going to draw something like this. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and write neck, N-E-C-K, and that's going to be number 2. Okay, that's going to be the long part that points from the base up into the sky. Now the next thing we need is we need a mount. Okay, the mount is going to be where we're going to put the motor. Now I can't fit mount right here, so what I'm going to do is draw a line like that and then call it mount. Okay, and I can also put a number 3 here. So we got the base, the neck, and then the mount. Now on that mount, if you can remember what I just said, we're just going to be our motor. So we're going to put our motor, looks like this with a little line. Okay, and I can't write motor in here, it's too small, so I'm going to do our little line thing again. And let's call it number 4, DC motor. Okay, so I added the word DC because it's not just a regular type of motor, it's called a DC motor, and I'm going to get to that on day 2. You know, what is a DC motor? But for now, make sure you just write DC motor. All right, now the thing about robots is that you have to have the motor. The motor is the thing that causes things to move. Now you have to connect the motor, the thing that causes things to move, to something else so that the movement is even bigger. And so we're going to do that now. Let's think about the thing that we want to move, the big thing that we want to move. If you think about a windmill, it's going to be the part that spins, and I like to call it the blade. Okay, so I'm going to draw something like this. Okay, and draw a line here, and this is going to be number 5. That's called the blade. All right, and that's going to be the spinny thing, and it's going to be rotating on our windmill. Now here's the thing. I mentioned we need to connect the blade, the big thing that spins, to the motor. The thing that we need is called, I'm going to draw it first actually, then I'm going to call it. So it's just, the thing is this black rectangle. It's number 6. It's called coupling. Okay. Okay, so coupling means to take 2 things and to put them together. Now, what are the 2 things that we want to put together? The blade and the motor. So how are we going to connect them? Well, using the coupling, number 6. So anytime you're doing robotics and you're trying to connect something to the motor, you're going to need something called a coupling. All right, great. I think we're good to go. So now we have our design all designed out. We've also written some notes here, and we also used our brains. So I think our design is ready to go. Let's go ahead and use this to start our build. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get started building. We have our nice drawing here. Remember, we used our brain, and then we wrote stuff down, and we also drew pictures. So now it's really clear what to do. All right. Now, right now, I want to focus on step number 2, actually, which is the neck. So we have a 2 and the neck there. We're going to get to the 1 in the base a little bit later. All right, so the neck and number 2. So I want you to look through your parts. You'll have some parts here for this project, and I want you to kind of think about what could be number 2. So go ahead and look. I know what it is, so I don't need to look. I already have it here. It's this. And what is this thing? It is a toilet paper roll. So, as you may know, if you've done a lot of projects with us, we like to use household materials and then use them to build robots. So, one of our favorite things, toilet paper roll. This is going to be our neck. And look, it kind of looks like our drawing. So that's why we drew this. Okay, I'm going to put this down for now. Okay, so this neck. Now, we have this thing. Now, it has, I don't know if yours has stuff like mine, but it has like little pieces of paper that are still on here, and you might be thinking, oh, I don't like the way that looks. Well, don't worry. We're going to cover this a little bit later. So remember, don't worry about that. We'll cover that. Now, the other thing that we want to put on here is this number 3 here, this mount. Okay, number 3 is mount. So the mount has to go on top of the neck. So you're going to have to find what could be the mount. Now, I'm looking around I'm in my garage right here, and I found, oh, maybe this could be the mount. Maybe it could go like that. Okay. Now, I purposely found something that is way too big. It's actually supposed to just cover the top of this. So this is way too big. You probably have one in your kit that will cover just the top of it. So it's like this, but much smaller. But I want to just show you, take this opportunity. Let's say you ended up with this big, huge motor mount, and you're like, this is not going to work. You'll see that it's going to be really hard to attach to here if this is too big. So I just want to show you an easy way to fix something like this, because as tinkerers, guys, if it doesn't work the first time or you have the wrong part, it's okay. We're just going to figure it out. So this is what I like to do. Okay, so I take this and then I put this on here, right? And remember I said it only needs to be like this big. So why don't I just kind of match it up like that, and then just draw a line like from here to there and there to there, and then cut it out, right? Okay, so let me try to do this correctly. I think you can see it. So like that. I think that's good. And then over here, from there, something like that. You see my black lines there? All right. Now, all I have to do is cut there now. And so let's do that. Here's my thing here. Okay. I'm gonna cut there and there, and then boom, like magic, I've got a nice mount now. All right, now got that taken care of. Now I'm going to take this and then now attach it to the top, and then it looks a lot like my picture, right? Remember, we're looking at number 2 and number 3 right now. All right, so what do we need to do? Well, this is on there, but it's gonna fall off. So all we need is some Scotch tape. So I got my Scotch tape here, okay? Yours might look a little different. The thing is just gotta be clear and be Scotch tape. Okay, go like that. Here's my first piece of Scotch tape. We're gonna need 2 of them. All right, so I'm gonna go like this. All right, and then I'm gonna make sure you can see here. Put a piece of tape like this, bottom, and half of it's sticking up, then push down. And then whenever we tape, guys, we want to make sure we kind of press it down so it's tight. So let me show you. See how it looks? All right, so now it's like on there kind of, but then it's kind of open. So I don't know, this is kind of cool too. We could probably make something with this too, but another day. All right, for now, we got to make sure we also put tape there. So I'm gonna get my second piece of tape. Guys, while I'm here, in order to use this tape dispenser, I know some of us is super easy, but I remember when I first was learning how to use this, it was kind of like, how do you get this to work? So one thing that might happen is you just take like this and you just keep pulling. Well, what's going to happen is you're going to get a huge piece of long tape and it's just going to keep going. That's not what we want. So what you got to do is take it like that and then turn down like this and then pull. Okay. Lesson on tape. Okay. So now we take this and then do this side. I'm going to do the same method. So half of it down here. Okay. And then the other half, I'm going to peel it over. And we press down. And then look. No longer flapping open. Now, some of you might be looking at this and being like, Coach Ed, I think it's pretty good, but why can't I make it more secure? What if I put tape right here and then also right here? Totally can. You know what? That wasn't even part of the directions, but I think it's a good idea. Why not? Let's make it stronger. So go ahead and do that. 4 sides. See, sometimes I think of stuff in the middle of class. I think it's fun that way, right? We don't want to just do the same thing every single day, right? We want to keep on improving our design. There. All right, guys. Good job. So now we have the neck and the mount. We need to now put something like a paper over this entire neck so that we can decorate it. So you're going to have a piece of paper like this, okay? And what we need to do is we're going to put our decorations on this part right here, and then later it's going to, after we're done decorating, it's going to wrap over like that, okay? And then we're going to tape it. So let's go ahead and spend some time decorating this piece of paper. Now, by the way, guys, let's say this piece of paper is not in your kit. That's okay. Again, you don't have to freak out, right? All we have to do is think, okay, what can we do? Well, this piece of paper is just a piece of paper. So what you can do is take a bigger piece of paper, like let's say, this one has my drawing on it, but I'm turning it over. You can still kind of see the blackberry. Let's just imagine this is a blank piece of paper. And you're like, well, this obviously doesn't fit on this, way too big, right? So what you could do is, well, let's kind of put it like this. And then remember how we made this piece of cardboard? We just go like that and we're like, hey, let's just draw a black line right here. And then you would draw a line all the way across, and then you would cut, and then you would have a big long piece that's the right height. And then if it's too long, you could cut it shorter or something, right? So that's something that you could try at home too if you want to challenge yourself. Yeah, why use the piece of paper I gave you? Why don't you challenge yourself and build your own piece of paper? Okay, just a little tidbit that you guys can try. I'm always thinking about ways to challenge ourselves so that we can be even better tinkerers. Okay, so let's go ahead and decorate. All right, guys. So hopefully you guys spend some good time decorating. I have something here. Check it out. I got hearts and I got stars. Okay, I was actually inspired by some of my students. I've seen some of the coolest stuff in terms of decoration. And by the way, guys, I know your parents love it when you guys make things for them. So keep that in mind too. All of these Tinker projects could be a little message to your parents. I've seen stuff like, I love you, Mom and Dad, that is wrapped up around your windmill. Just an idea. And I know parents love that stuff. I know your teachers, they also love being appreciated. So little messages, you can make your robots into gifts. Okay, I digress. All right, anyways, so we have our cool design here. Oh, I almost forgot. Design, guys, or this decoration part is important. The reason why is that it's a way that we can express ourselves. I made these hearts and these stars, and guess what? I guarantee you, no one ever in the history of the earth has made this exact thing before. With 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hearts, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5 purple stars in this fashion. I think that's pretty cool. And so that's something that you can bring to every single thing that you create. It's something that comes from you. And the more thought you put into it, guys, the more meaningful it can be. So when you create a robot gift for a parent or a friend, you can say like, yeah, I put these stars because purple is my favorite color, and I put hearts because I'm full of love, or whatever it may be. Okay, so design or the decoration part is important. All right, enough of that. We have this. Then we gotta stick it on. So it's wrapped. It's wrapped on there. I think that's pretty good. Okay. Now there's the part that's loose. All we gotta do is use our tape, and then tape right there. So I'm gonna get my tape. I already showed you guys how to do tape, so I'm not gonna bore you with more tape lessons. But so I got my tape, and then I tape it over there. Check it out. Not bad at all. Now, if you go like this, it slides off. So how can we fix that? Well, what if we put some tape from like here across there? Okay, so I'm gonna get some tape. Let's put tape here, and then go down. Let's get some more tape. I'm going to do 2 of them since I've been challenged. I've challenged myself to make my robot super strong. All right, it doesn't slip out. I have a pole. I have a mount. It's looking good. It's looking strong. What's next? Let's look at our design, because you know what? I already forgot what I'm doing. Good thing I designed this thing. All right, good thing I wrote it down, right? All right, so I did the number 2, I did the number 3, Oh, the base. All right, the base or number one. I know it's kind of weird, right? I drew 1, 2, 3, but then I went 2, 3, 1. You know what? That's okay. That's okay. As long as it's labeled, right? And we were able to say we're working on 2, we're working on 3, and so we all know what step we're on, and that's the most important thing, that we know what step we're on. Okay, we did 2, we did 3. Now let's go ahead and do number 1. So I want you to think about now, what do you have in your kit that could be a base? I'll give you a hint. It's something that it's like the base of the thing that you use when you eat stuff. Okay, you might be looking around. Maybe you know already. I'll give you a hint. All right, when you're eating, either breakfast, lunch, or dinner, hopefully you're not eating just on the table, like taking the food and just throwing it on the table and eating it off the table. I hope. You might be able to do that sometimes, but hopefully that not all the time, because it's going to get all messy, right? At this point, you probably know what I'm talking about. A plate, right? We don't want to throw food like on the table. You want to put it on the plate. So that's like the base as you eat. You know what? And the plate's great too. You know why? Because what if you want to move over to watch TV or something? Then you can take your food on the plate and then bring it over to watch TV. If it was just on the table, you can't bring the whole table over there unless you're super strong or it's a small table, right? So the plate is a nice base for food. It's also the base for our wonderful windmill. Okay, so this goes onto here. And then we got to get this thing on there, but you know it's loose, so of course don't worry, I'm gonna teach you how to fasten this thing. All right, and but before that, we got to do this decoration thing. So give me a second. I'm gonna express myself on this plate, and I want you to do the same thing. Now, as we do this, we're gonna decorate along the side. I want you to keep in mind. Well, sorry. Plates don't really have sides because it's a circle, and circles don't have sides. But it has like a perimeter or the surrounding around the arcs, okay, or around there. Now, you see how the neck is covering this part in the middle? So you don't really need to draw anything right here in the middle because it's going to be covered by the pole. Something to remember. If you do end up drawing something in there, that's okay. But just kind of remember that it's going to get covered. The middle is going to be covered. All right, give me a second. And then we'll come back. Go ahead and start decorating, guys. All right, guys, I'm ready to share. Check it out. What does it say? It says, what is it? Coach Ed is the best. Smiley face. I know, I'm just kidding. Sometimes I don't really think I'm the best, but I like to kind of make fun of myself and be funny. So, but Coach Ed is the best. Smiley face. And then it says, robots make me happy. And then I have this is a picture of our Barnabas bot, which is one of our main robot projects. You know what? Robots do make me happy. All right, so check it out. I expressed myself. This means something now, okay? So now I gotta get this thing and stick it on there. Gee, look at that. I think it's pretty cool. It's got writing on it. On the base, and then also decorations on my neck here. And check it out, it's all color coordinated. I got red here, I got red here, I got purple stars here, I got purple writing. All right, so how are we gonna get this thing onto there? Well, we gotta go like this, and we gotta put tape, you know. But here's the thing: when you put tape, try to connect tape here to there, it just doesn't work very well. So I'm gonna show you a trick. All right. Check this out. Okay. All right, you're going to get your scissors. And what you're going to do, okay, let's first make sure we know what we're doing here before we cut. That's always, by the way, kids, that's a good rule. Know what you're doing before you start cutting, because it's very hard to uncut. All right, so we got to make sure we know what we're doing before we cut. All right, so we have the top here where the mount is, and then we have the bottom. We're going to cut the bottom, not the top, okay? The bottom. All right. The next thing, we're gonna cut just a little bit. Okay, I don't want to cut all the way up. If we cut all the way up, you're gonna not like ruin your thing forever, but you're gonna kind of mess it up, and then we're gonna have to fix it. Okay, so let's not do that. Let's just cut a little bit. You know what? I'm gonna be even more super clear. I'm gonna take a pen, and I'm gonna make a line so that we know how far we're gonna cut. So I'm gonna do like that much. You see that black line? We're just gonna cut just that black line. So I'm gonna go here. Stop! There. Boom. Okay. You know what? That was super easy. I think you guys totally got this. I think I want to do like 1, 2, 3, maybe like 8. You know, so I'm just gonna, so you guys can do like that. So it's 2 here. Wait, 1, 2. Here's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so you see all those black lines. Okay. And then all I have to do now is cut on those black lines, all right? So there, 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 there. That one's already cut. Okay. There, there, there. Okay. Now, they're all kind of sliced in there. They're cut. Now what we do, I got a little marker on my hand. No problem. We're going to wash that off later. Okay, so then we're going to, now you can peel it back. See that? Boom. Peel it down. Pretty cool, man. Okay, see? Now, it's coming out. There, keep going, keep going. Okay, keep going. And this one. Check that out. I think it's kind of like an octopus. Some of my students call it a squid. By the way, how many legs does an octopus have? It is 8. Let's see if mine actually has 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh my goodness. My thing actually has 8 legs, and it has the same amount of legs as an octopus, and I didn't even plan that. That's pretty awesome. All right, so mine has 8 legs. Yours might have a little fewer than that. Maybe it's got more. Maybe it's got 16. I don't know. Who knows? The important thing is it has some legs that stick out, okay? Now, why is this necessary, Coach Ed? Why did you make me do that? Well, watch this. Now I can put this on here in the middle. And then, you see the legs that came out? Now you put tape over the legs and then connecting it to the plate. And then it's going to stay on there. So I'm going to show you how to do that. I got to get my tape here. You remember my tape? Okay. So I have my leg here, and then I'm going to tape it on over there. Okay, I put my tape over there. Nice. That's pretty good. With just one piece of tape, it's already pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and put more tape. Okay. Let's keep on going. Let's keep on going here. There's a second piece of tape there. Let's put a third piece over there. Cover all the legs, all right? Cover all the legs. And, all right, I lost count. I don't know, is that 3 or 4? I don't know. Maybe 4. I'm just going to say that was 4. And then let's put the last one, because I think that covers all the legs. 5. Now you might be thinking, like, Coach Ed, you had 8 legs and only 6 pieces of tape. There's no way you covered all 8 legs with 6 pieces of tape. This is my 6th one. Well, because I covered 2 legs with some of my pieces of tape, that's all. Okay. All right, so go like that. Put it on there. Now we got all that tape on there. I can hold this. I'm pretty proud of myself. I don't know about you guys, what yours looks like. I hope you're proud of yourself too, because we started with toilet paper roll, a plate, and a little piece of cardboard, and we have this thing now. Awesome. Okay. All right. We are like almost there. Let's go back here. Again, our design drawing. We did the base, the neck, the mount. Now we need the DC motor, the motor to go onto our mount. So let's see. This one's probably pretty easy. So go ahead and look to see if you can find your motor, and we call it the DC motor. It's a silver thing, and it's got 2 wires. See, I didn't draw my wires, so that's actually, I should draw wires on this thing. Hold on, let me do that really quickly. Okay, I just added these 2 wires here that are coming out because my motor has 2 wires. Okay, now I want you to be careful. All right, so here's the thing. Here's the motor. Then you have the 2 wires that come off, and then, or not come off, they're coming out. Okay, and we have here this part here. That's hot glue. We put that hot glue on there to make sure that these wires don't come out, because if the wires come out, then your robot's not going to work. All right. So the hot glue here, it's strong, but it's not like super duper strong. So some of you kids out there, I know you're pretty powerful. I know this. Okay, maybe even more powerful than you think. So if you took all your power and just took on and pulled like as hard as possible, you will pull it out. I know you guys can, but I know you guys are strong. So we still got to be a little bit careful, right? So we try to make things as easy as possible so that they can work the first time when you're first testing it. But if you're not careful enough and you just kind of keep pulling, it could break. All right, that's a little word of caution, so let's be careful. Okay, so we have our motor, and according to our drawing, we need to go like that. So, and then once we're like that, we're done. That's all we gotta do today, because next week we're gonna finish it up. Now, okay, let's think here. Should it be like this? Is this good, or is it like this? Is it like A, or is it like B? A or B? Well, if you look at this, you see how it's like kind of slanted down. That's probably not good, right? If I go like this, it's more stable. It's more, you see how it's all flat right here? That's good. And you can also look at my drawing. The wires are up here. Okay, they're not down here. So let's look again. We want the wires up here, not like that. Okay, the reason I'm doing this, guys, is I want you to remember it's important that our drawing matches the thing that we build. Okay, if this thing doesn't match this thing, then this thing becomes like trash because it's not accurate. It doesn't have the right thing. So we got to make sure this thing matches this thing. And then also, if this thing is trash, where's our plan? If we threw this thing, like crumpled it up and threw it in the trash, we don't have a plan anymore, and then we might forget what we're building, right? So let's not make this thing trash. We got to make sure everything matches. All right, enough of that. Let's turn it, and let's get it on now. Okay, we got to stick this thing on. We got to stick it on. How do we stick it on? Well, I need this tool, special tool. If you've been in my class before, or maybe with one of our other coaches, you probably know this tool already. It's sticky, but it's sticky on both sides. And it's a foam. It is what we call double sticky foam. Boom. Okay, so let's get our double sticky foam. And, double sticky foam, it has paper or sticker paper on both sides. So let's go ahead and take it off one of the sides. Okay, so now it's sticky on one side, but not sticky on the other side. Oh, See, you can see it's sticky. We're gonna make it sticky on the other side later, okay? So let's have patience. All right, take the sticky side, and then let's stick it on the bottom. So remember, so this is gonna be the top because you want the wires on the top. So the bottom's gonna be down here. So now I'm gonna stick it on the bottom. Push. All right. Now my sticky foam is on there. Now there's no way for this to stick onto here unless we take the sticker off of here. So let's go ahead and do that. And then we can stick it on. Now, the other thing is this part right here, this stick here is called the shaft. We want to make sure the shaft is sticking out like that. We don't want it like this. Okay? The reason why is later, when we try to put on our blade's going to go on here, the shaft. But if it's, see, imagine it's like this, and we put the blade right there, the blade will then hit the neck, and it'll get stuck. That's not what we want. So we want to make sure, oh, that's okay. This can happen. There, okay. We want to make it like this, so that the blade can, see, it can move like down here, like that. Now your blade can be like really big, all right? If we did it like this, you could put a blade on there, but your blade needs to be about this, like this big, and that's not going to be very cool. I want a bigger blade. I don't know about you. I want a bigger blade. So I'm going to put it like here, okay? Very good. And then let's press down. All right, don't smash it like that because that could ruin this one. You know, you're gonna hold here and push, like hold right here on the mount, and then push a little bit. All right, here we go. So we've got the base here, we've got the neck, and then we've got a motor, a DC motor to be precise. And then we have our drawing here. And then you also notice how on my drawing, let me put this down, I have this little stick here. It's also sticking out, right? That's how you can tell. So I have my design here, and my design matches this. I'm missing, what am I missing? I am missing let's see, I'm missing number 5, the blade, and I'm missing number 6, the coupling. Okay. So that means we still have some more work to do next week. So we're going to get to that part next week. So that's it for now. Make sure you put this thing in a safe place because we're going to finish up next week. Good job. So at this point, what we have is a platform, and then we have a neck, and we have our motor mounted on top of that. Hopefully you had a good time working on the body or the mechanics of this robot. You might be thinking, when's this thing going to turn on? Well, I'm thinking the same thing. So it's going to happen next week. We're going to get that motor to turn on, and we're going to put a propeller or a blade on that to make it a windmill that actually works. So good job, and I will see you next week.